Well, good morning, community. Welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Experience. I'm your host, Aaron Avila. I am 13 years post brain aneurysm and stroke. I've really got a special guest for you. And I really want to walk away with three things. I told Nora, which I want you to meet Nora Neff. And she's a yoga coach. She's a yoga instructor. She really has passion. I want you to hear why she's passionate about yoga. And I'm gonna be interviewing her, and I could use yoga. And I just told her in the green room that I've been in wheelchair for 13 years, and honestly, it's getting to be let's just say painful. Let me just say, we ever get word pain in the ass, well, get in wheelchair for 13 years and you learn what it means. But let's bring out Nora on right now.
Welcome to the Stroke of Genius Show, Survivor Experience. Now, here's your host, Aaron Avila.
Well, good morning, Nora.
Good morning.
For those that don't know, we do this video podcast on Stroke TV Media and YouTube. We also do an audio only on C-Suite Radio. So, no, I really appreciate you heard what I said. I want to know that we only got 30 minutes. I'm really fascinated about the subject because there's something about yoga that's always interested me. So let's first introduce yourself, Nora.
Well, I'm getting a feedback here, so I'm hearing you twice on top of yourself. So I'm having a little.
Oh, well, do you have your phone? It's playing in two different places. So either playing on a computer or playing on a phone or both places on your end. Do you understand that your audio is coming to your phone and your computer? One of the two.
Yeah, I don't have my phone on.
Oh. So can you understand me okay?
I'll have to look at it.
I'll mute. Let me see. I'll mute. I'm not hard enough to understand. I don't know. I don't know why you're in the feedback. Well, introduce yourself. No, it's not coming over the airways. So introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is. Okay. My name is Nora Neff Hardy, and I have a Facebook group called Yoga for Working with Brain Injuries, and I have had my own brain injuries, mild and moderate, maybe depends how you categorize them. But the interesting thing about my story is that I understand I have a brain injury most of the time. So there are different kinds of brain injuries. Mine has been traumatic ones where there's impact or a shake. There are lots of different other brain injuries. There's chemical, there's stroke, there's emotional brain injuries. So, but my primary orientation is with the brain and the body connection, and probably mostly from traumatic, although I do work with many stroke victims.
Yeah, you bring up really great point, and I want everybody to hear this because it's so true. There is a brain-body connection. And that is so true. If when I have my stroke, my body is to talk to my mind, talk to my brain, and tell me what it was telling me what it was feeling. So there is a brain-body connection, and I'm assuming that yoga will help us bridge that gap because most of us don't know there's a brain-body connection. But I'm assuming yoga helps you reconnect that knowing pathway between the two. But you have can I ask you, what is your mission?
Oh, well, my mission is to get the to get the information out there about how brain injuries are invisible and hardly ever diagnosed correctly and not treated and separate from other issues that we have when the brain injury might be the cause. So we have to investigate whether the brain injury is the cause of the problem.
So can I ask you, Nora, what is yoga? What is it?
Well, yoga is a well over 5,000-year-old group of tools and practices of observances that use breath work, postures, and self-awareness to help us navigate, to use our body and mind and spirit as we search for the sacred.
Yet there is a spiritual aspect to yoga that's intrigued me because I had a near-death experience. So I'm a very spiritual person, and the flow of energy between the yoga and the brain injury, it will help us. I'm assuming yoga will help other people bridge that gap, become more aware of the how to relax, how to move and stuff, right? I mean, it really is it's really about that. But can I ask you, Noah, what led you to service of others? What led you to do this? Because you always a week, you back. Let me pull that right now because you and I talked about that. Now I'm going to put up a QR code, people. So when you see this, you can scan that with your phone. Join Nora's Facebook group on yoga. And I personally joined it, and I'm going to start doing yoga too. I think it's really, really, but take a minute, scan that with your phone, and whether you're watching this live on replay, it will work on YouTube. But if you scan it, join a group, you'll be interact with Nora. Nora, I do, but let me ask you a question. What is this energy that I feel with yoga? Yoga is an energy base. What is it? Is it a spiritual energy? What is it?
Okay, okay. I'm
Uh-huh.
not sure I got the question because the layers on top of each other, but yoga helps us connect our mind and our body together. And as a result of that connection, we grow emotionally, physically, spiritually, and socially because of our practices. I got into yoga at an early age because I couldn't touch my toes. I was just looking at a book and I said, why can't I touch my toes? But I was only age 14. I was not really in a mature perspective of looking at yoga as anything other than stretching my body. But as I stretched my body, my health increased, my cognitive and social awareness grew, and I began to see how my presence can affect others.
So you had your own brain injury, correct? Tell me a little about story about your own brain injury.
Well, the diagnosed brain injury was after a car accident, like 3 or 4 months after a car accident, when I had some serious changes in my behavior and serious changes in my cognitive understanding of just what was going on.
And you found that yoga kind of help bridge that gap, that kind of reconnect your brain and body.
Well, I don't know that in fact, the doctor even that I knew him personally, and he thought that since I did yoga, that was how I observed my problems. whereas many people wouldn't have observed those problems. And they would have just gone on and not understood what the changes were and where they came from and never advocated for themselves. So my invisible injury probably became visible because of my yoga.
Right. Yeah, that's now. I want you to know. Let me pause for a minute and give a shout out because I think I advertise. I started becoming active on TikTok, and we have we have quite a few audience members out there, and I want to thank anybody that came from TikTok, saw the promotion. I want to thank everybody out there. But if you're new to this podcast, it is here for you. If you're a stroke survivor, caregiver, or just curious about stroke, whatever, we're here for you. Or in brain injury, I encourage you, obviously, any brain injury survivors to come on the show. And if you want to come and be on my show, reach out and contact me. No, let's go right back into it. But now, tell me about what you do as far as how do you teach me? Someone, can I do yoga from a wheelchair?
Anyone can do yoga at any time. You can do yoga from a wheelchair. It does not necessarily have to involve perfecting the postures. That is not the principle. The postures, which we in the Western United States see as yoga, are just bodies moving in poses, and that's not true. I mean, I can put my fingers together, and that would be yoga because I'm thinking about how my fingers are being pressed together. So it's not the postures. There are cool things about the postures, but that is not the principle of making our body aware of our movements.
Right. So it's really an energy. It's really harnessing an energy.
Yeah, yeah, and focusing on what's going on, being present in the moment.
Right. Which is really how to experience the most out of life is
Yeah.
to be present in the moment, not live in the past, not live in the future, live right here now. And it's something I've been learning through my stroke survival. But what is really fascinating. Tell people what is your email if people want to get hold of you. What's your email? What is
Okay.
your email?
Yoga Central Studio at yahoo.com. And then in the subject line, put podcast.
Oh, you do a podcast.
No, I just want, if somebody contacts me, if you put a podcast on there, I will look at it sooner than
Oh, I see. Okay. Nora is having how do I say it? She's having an echo problem on her end, and I know if I had to guess, there's something playing on a tab on your Windows that's actually transmitting. So me off YouTube, Facebook, or close all tabs except this one on your computer. Because but don't close this one, but if you do, I'll lose you.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second.
Yes, so what it's doing, it's actually playing. If I had to guess, it's playing on YouTube or Facebook, it's playing somewhere, creating an echo. But that's it. I'll let you deal with that if we get to. We'll work through it in a minute one. But I want to encourage anybody out there in the audience, use the chat. It's a real time chat. You can actually say something and ask Nora a question, ask me a question in the chat. So please feel free. I know that we have Jamie out there. He's from the United Kingdom. Thank you, Jamie, for being out there. We have Bryce Bean out there, who is in North Carolina. It's all right, Nora. If you can work through it, we've only got.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. The two voices.
Yeah, so my guess is playing
There we are.
somewhere.
Okay. All right. Is that better?
Yeah, well, I
Yes.
was angry on my end. It was confusing you. I'm hard
Right.
enough to understand, let alone that go. I mean, I'm sorry, and it happened. But I want to get back on the energy of yoga because it really is for anybody that doesn't realize it now. Your life is about energy. It really is about everything energy. I can tell you there's only two types of energy in life, positive and negative. There's only two. No, doing yoga helps you release or helps you tap in that positive energy, correct? I still lost your audio. Can you hear me? No, she lost, she did that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we lost Noah. He's gone. Well, um, let's she'll come back in hopefully in a minute. People, I want you to realize one thing about stroke and what stroke TV media is so different is that I believe, as CEO of Panel Stroke TV Media, that isn't what your life, finding life after stroke, isn't moving a certain way, go back to where you were. It's your mindset. If you can get the foundation of your mindset right, if you make how you feel about your stroke and get your mindset right, it'll make the rest of your life as a stroke survivor. You will go from survivor to thriver because you learn that stroke is not who you are. Stroke does not define you. It doesn't define you as a person. Stroke is something that happened to you, yes. But who you are is how you respond to stroke. So when you want to evaluate yourself, there's Nora. If you want to evaluate yourself, um, you look at yourself and realize, hey, Nora, what happened? You close that
I don't
tab.
know. It's
Yeah.
technology.
Yes, you don't know. It really doesn't matter. Is the echo still there? Is the echo still there?
I don't understand why there's two.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. Would it be okay? I'm going to drop you off and we reschedule the show.
Okay.
You and I watch all. I'm going to have to you people that are out there watching Noah right now. We're having the technical issues. Noah,
Hey, are you
I'm.
there? Can you hear me now?
Yes, totally.
Okay. So I think I'm good. I think
All
I
right.
got that
All right.
double
Well,
thing
what do
going.
you want? Tell what do you want? What have you found yoga to do for you as a brain injury survivor?
Well, the practices of observance helped me understand things like I was struggling for words, which, now I've learned how to change my behavior so that when I do struggle, I don't get upset about it. And, like the whole technical issue, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. And I was getting all panicky. But the second I get panicky, then I start shutting down. Well, that is because of yoga. I have to learn to stop, take a breath, and look at the problem without being emotionally attached to it. And that came from yoga's self-awareness and yoga. The uh, the benefits are for anyone with any kind of cognitive challenge is that we are no longer just survivors, but we can become thrivers. To put that more clearly, these mindful movements and observances are, especially if we practice them regularly, refresh our nervous system and help us smooth out the frayed parts and reconnect the bridges that have been broken.
Well, I love how you put that. That's perfect. Smooths out the freight parts. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty insightful. That's pretty amazing. But how do you instruct people like me to do yoga? How do I learn to do yoga? I don't know anything about it.
Well, yoga, if you think about it, the word actually is Sanskrit for the word yoke, and it's just bringing into balance the mind and the body. So it's just a
Oh,
tool. It's just a tool. So you can do yoga by just practicing your breathing, and you can do yoga by practicing. You're a little bit uncomfortable in the current body position, so you could change the way you sit, or you could change the way But if you don't do it with mindfulness, it's just moving. But if I want to bring my arms across and stretch my arms a little bit and kind of mindfully place them where I want them, then that's connecting my brain to my body. So it's not as complicated as people make it. It is not about twisting yourself up. There used to be this uh, thing that people would say back in the 60s about mindfulness, meditation, and yoga is contemplating your belly button. Well,
yeah,
yeah. Do you remember that?
yeah, I do.
Well, one day I was thinking, what's wrong with contemplating your belly button? Because that's where the breath moves in and out of the body. It goes so just watch your breath. Pay attention to how your breath is moving in and out of the body, clearing your head, moving lymphatics out. And that's one good thing about the physical movements of yoga is it does help move your lymphatic fluids, whereas massage and exercise are the only other ways to do that. Um, but just contemplating how you're breathing, contemplate. I was watching a TV show the other day and I realized I was holding my breath. You know, it's like, okay, you don't need to hold your breath. It's just a TV show,
Ah,
So being mindful of these moments, I think a lot of people don't think about them. And especially if you have a compromise in the body or the brain, it's really important to reconnect those nerve pathways.
it's funny you mention this because being in wheelchair, and I mentioned at the top of about the podcast, being an immense amount of pain causes me I found myself quite commonly holding my breath. But I'm going to try breathing through that because I'm hearing what you're saying. It's about intention. It's really your attention, bring yourself back into the moment, out of the pain, focus. Make it. I had the spiritual teacher tell me, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And if I realize from hearing you talk, if I can pull myself out of that where my mind is going, focusing on the pain, and learn to do yoga, I can bring myself in that present moment and actually begin to breathe again.
Right, right. And it can help a lot with pain. Yeah, I've been
Oh,
there. But I think the thing for me that I noticed the most about pain and pain management is that if I don't know, I suppose the word welcome the pain. If I talk to it and I treat it like a long lost friend or someone else that needs my comfort or my support, then it's like a little screaming child. Once you give it a hug, it's way better. So
that is a really interesting way to look. I'm gonna contemplate that because that's pretty insightful to welcome as a friend. But how let's get down. Someone joins your group, your yoga group on Facebook. How do you want to? I want to make clear for me. How do I learn yoga from you? How did I learn it?
Well, I'm not very good at this Facebook group thing, so I'm just saying you can scroll through the Facebook group and find little talks, little moments, and I will be placing little practices in there, so that you don't have to spend an hour doing a practice. However, if you do want to spend an hour doing a practice, you can switch over to my Yoga Central Studio Facebook page, and there's our practices on there. They are not necessarily obviously accessible. So if you are in a wheelchair and I'm doing a standing pose, just move your arms. You don't have to move your whole body. So you make adjustments for your movements, just like anybody does now. If you, like, for a while I limped with my left foot. My foot dropped after my brain injury, and I began to realize that my foot was dropping. So I had to really concentrate on reconnecting the nerves that lift my foot and making them tighter and more toned, and then concentrating when I walked not to let my foot drop. So as I was walking, I was reteaching my foot. Okay.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, totally. You're actually doing it first in your mind. You're actually doing it first during your yoga. You're practicing, and you're actually able to do it.
It takes a while. It's not an overnight thing. It took me at age 14 a couple of good months to be able to get to touch my toes, and that was age 14. So we are all stiffer than we were.
Yeah,
we are all more stiff. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna I'm trying to do this on the fly.
Okay.
But if I'm trying to find you. I found your yoga studio, but I wanted to put it up on the screen, but I can't find your image. I don't know if they have it.
It's at Yoga Central Studio.
Yeah, I found it. I got it. I'm ready to go with it, but
okay.
I don't know how dumb. Let me just find this ping image. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I think it's important now. What if there's anything I think I want? What I'm hearing you say, let me confirm this. Is that it really comes down to beginning to control your mind, and I think I pretty much hit it on the head. I could be wrong. You could tell me, but where your focus goes, your energy flows. That's
Right.
so basic, right?
Right.
That if you learn to do yoga and be mindful, you can either change your focus and change your energy in your life.
Right.
That's pretty big.
Right.
That's pretty big. You could change your life. By the way, people, I just put up Yoga Central Studio on the screen for those that are watching on the Stroke TV Media YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Join the Central Studio. That is where you'll see the techniques right now. They'll learn the yoga techniques.
Yeah, and someday I'll make more videos of more accessible yoga, but there's lots of people out there doing accessible yoga. I just want to share how to do it with a brain injury. So,
well, I think it's a really needed service out there. So if I can help you live stream, do your yoga on your page, this right now can be easily streamed on your group.
right.
So I can help you. So please reach out to me. Let's see if we got a question or something and see what they have.
Okay.
We got Scott White out there from Georgia. Thank you, Scott. Now, I'm gonna. You can see I posted Scott. I posted the Yoga Central Studio, and I want to encourage everybody to join Nora's group, and together we're talking about changing our lives. I mean, it sounds we're making it very easy sounding, but you're talking about it could be a life changer right now.
Yeah, it won't be dramatic, but it will help. Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah. Nerves take a long time to repair. So we, yeah, you got to think about it. And, when I get tired, sometimes my foot drops. I have to pay attention to it. So.
Right. Well, no, here we are. We're done with the show, but I can't thank you enough to thank you for being on here. Thank you for being on the sharing. And would you please state your email one more time if somebody wants to get a hold of you?
Okay. Yoga Central Studio at yahoo.com.
Okay, so get a hold of Nora. You have any questions, get a hold of her. But Nora, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm gonna have you get on again, and we'll get it. We'll try to get over these technical issues.
Okay.
But thank you for being with us, Nora.
It was all new, so once I catch on, I'll be okay. But
all right, have a great day, Nora.
Okay, thank you, Aaron.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Like what you just heard? Visit c-suiteradio.com. C-Suite Radio, turning the volume up on business.